Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, temperatures across the region right now kind of cut in half as you head down toward the south, warm and muggy. Temperatures in the mid-70s across southern Pennsylvania into New Jersey and down across the Delmarva. But as you head northward, mid-50s, low 50s as you head northward across upstate New York, northern New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine this morning. We've got a frontal boundary extended across the region from west to east, attached to an upper-level low off to the north, and then also kind of bringing it back and attaching to this cutoff low, the one that made all the news over the last week or so, bringing cold air and wintry precipitation to the central Rockies, to the Denver area. And this thing's going to slowly start to move back off across the Midwest, eventually into the Great Lakes, and then sweeping across the Northeast over the back half of the weekend into early next week, bringing at least scattered shower and storm activity, but it's going to be a little bit on the drier side over the next 7 days across the Northeast region. As we look at the radar picture again, here is our cutoff low spinning away across the midsection of the country, eventually making its way off to the east as we head through the rest of the weekend. Some scattered showers and storms extending eastward there across parts of Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana this morning as well. As we look at the last 7 days of precipitation, that is where a lot of this has been concentrated. Heaviest over the last 7 days across parts of Iowa, northern Illinois, and southern Wisconsin, and then even eastward here across parts of northern Indiana and northern Ohio, an area that really badly needed it here to finish off the growing season. Now, we've been mostly mist across the Northeast. We've seen some of that in far western Pennsylvania, western New York, and then some scattered precipitation across coastal areas. Jersey, getting up into Massachusetts, has seen at least scattered shower and storm activity, bringing at least scattered amounts up to around half an inch or an inch or so. But even as we look at the next 7 days, again, even with this upper level low sweeping through, even with the potential for another front here as we get into next week, still looking relatively dry across much of the Northeast, all except for far western and northern portions of the region. And it's going to be because we're going to be protected here by a little bit of high pressure and seeing much of this moisture deflected off to our north. Now, their hazards map is relatively quiet across the lower 48 today. We do have some blue shading as you head off toward the north. The biggest area there, we've got freeze warnings and frost advisories across the northwoods of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan. But even a couple areas here with frost advisories across northern Maine and then the border here between New Hampshire and Vermont here early on this Friday morning with some cold air across that region. Now, as far as severe weather goes, nothing to talk about across the Northeast, not much to talk about across the entire lower 48. We see here's Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday at the bottom. We've got a marginal risk across parts of northern Indiana and Ohio into southern Michigan as that front makes its way out of here, but really I'm not expecting much in the way of organized severe weather over the next 72 hours. Now, we are in peak hurricane season, so that's what this looks like across the Atlantic. We've just got a parade of systems here from the Gulf Coast all the way back to the coast of Africa. Now, these two systems here are not expected to reach tropical storm or hurricane intensity, though they will bring some heavy rainfall to parts of the southern U.S. over the next 5 to 10 days. Paulette is a tropical storm and is expected to intensify to a hurricane Saturday night into Sunday, but it is expected to curve off to the east as well, not impacting the mainland here, although it may swipe Bermuda there if anyone's watching out in Bermuda here early on this Friday morning. Now, the upper level pattern looks something like this. Again, we've got our polar jet off to the north, and it has kind of resumed things with our cutoff low broken down here toward the south, spinning away across the Rockies where it's been since Monday or Tuesday of this week. And now, again, we will see it slowly move off to the north and east, get picked up by the polar jet, and then swung through our region, and then off across the Atlantic over the back half of the weekend into early next week, before we just see subtle ridging across the region until we get a potential next wave that comes in here mid to late week, maybe bringing a cold front across parts of the central U.S. It's this one right here. You see the core of stronger winds across Canada here as we get into September 16th, 17th, and 18th. This one has the potential to bring some disruptive weather to parts of the central U.S. Now, before we get anywhere near that, let's look at the NAM model, the high-resolution NAM model. This will take us into Sunday afternoon. And again, keeping it pretty dry here across the across the Northeast until we get into Sunday afternoon as that frontal boundary starts to move in. So I'll just show you here, stepping through time once again. Dry for our Friday across the Northeast region. We will be dry for our Saturday across the Northeast region. Dry for our Saturday night. And then this is sunrise Sunday morning. Scattered showers and storms moving into western portions of Pennsylvania, into western portions of New York. And then as we get into Sunday afternoon, we'll continue to see those scattered showers and storms moving from west to east across the region. Now we can take it a little further with the European model. Let's watch this one again, taking it all the way into Saturday night, Sunday morning, showers and storms moving into western Pennsylvania and western New York. All the way through Sunday evening now, those showers and storms make it into central portions of Pennsylvania, into central and upstate portions of New York, maybe northern Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, before this thing really quietly sneaks out of here. Again, coastal areas probably going to be kept on the drier side as this front route moves into some drier air. High pressure comes in on the backside. Will be sunny, cooler, crisp, beautiful weather to start off next week across the Northeast. Some really gorgeous mid-September days. Another area of low pressure scoots off to the north on Wednesday, missing us here on the Northeast. It's not until we get a combination here, a very uncertain combination between a tropical low across the southeast, across the southern U.S. I'm going to change the color here, coming out of the Gulf, and then this potential frontal boundary that's going to be moving in from west to east, or from northwest to southeast across the midsection of the country. This is what's going to bring our next chance for rainfall into the Northeast. It's going to start here across the south and then hook up into the Northeast region as we get into the end of next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's our best chance for rain. It's a week out, and it's highly uncertain. So we'll talk about this more as we get into next week. Looking at the next 10 days of precipitation, kind of split in half between days 1 through 5 on the left, days 6 through 10 on the right. Again, here's our frontal boundary during the day on Sunday, and then this is that potential for some heavy rainfall as we get into early next week. By and large, though, as we look at the ensemble probability of picking up 1 inch or more of rainfall between now and September 21st, the next 10 days. You can find it here across the Midwest over the next 48 hours. You can find it here across the southern U.S. into the Ohio River Valley. This will be a combination of daily shower and storm activity this weekend into early next week, and then that tropical system mid to late next week. But you can find yourself a hole here in those probabilities across the Northeast where we're going to be kind of left out here and missed by some of the better opportunities for rainfall over the next 7 to 10 days. Certainly on the table to get some showers and storms. It may not be completely bone dry where you are, especially if you're in western Pennsylvania and western New York, but the odds are stacked against you picking up anything in the way of significant rainfall here over the next 7 to 10 days. Our temperatures will moderate here. Again, we've got some cooler air, especially across the north right now. We're going to see things warming up in advance of that upper level low. Saturday and Sunday should be quite warm across the region. Cooler air comes in to start the early part of next week before we warm right back up. Ridging setting up across the Northeast will be quite warm as we get to the back half of next week. So your highs over the next 5 days, again, cooler in the north today, warmer down toward the south. We'll start to warm up as we head into Saturday and Sunday before some cooler air starts to move in here early next week. Before another warm-up, you can see it starting here across the west into the northern plains. We'll see some of that warmer, more summer-like air moving it in here to the northeast as we get to the mid and late part of next week. I hope you have a great Friday, a wonderful weekend, and then Eric and I will talk to you again on Monday morning.